Well, good afternoon. There's one thing I've learned in life. I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. As Einstein would say, that's the definition of insanity. So this was my original mold. While the inside of the mold looks very nice, this thing has got kind of a twist to it because I used Bondo polyester resin. And originally I had cut it out and I cut it in, about 3/4 of an inch bigger than the wing. No good. So after talking to Danny and watching some other videos, decided. So I made 6 wings that are terrible. They would be usable if I'm going to paint them, but I'm not painting this airplane. I'm just going to be straight carbon fiber, and the seams have to be perfect. So I decided we're gonna make a new mold. This is the mold I'm working on now. This is still only 1/2. 2 days to make 1/2. And what it is it's carbon fiber, and it's 8 layers. One 3/4 ounce cloth on the top here, then carbon fiber, then this chop mat behind it, 8 layers thick, glued to a piece of foam board, and I don't have that band all the way around it. Right now I'm going to work on sanding this. I'm going to prime it up and sand the inside and polish it till it's just like this. Now you think that's the only change? No. At 345, supposedly Amazon's going to drop off my Mold Star 30. And what that is silicone rubber. And I'm going to get some water and put it in one of these beakers and figure out how much water it's going to take to fill this cavity till it's level. Then I'm going to make up some Mold Star 30 liquid silicone and pour silicone in this mold so that I have a male. This is the female. I'll have a male. That's the first change in layup. The second change in layup is I was draping, figuring I could get off easy. I was draping the carbon over it and letting it roll out onto the edges here. No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to take one of the wings that I built and cut the piece to the exact shape that it needs to be, squeegee it out, then put that piece of silicone rubber on top of it, and then I'm going to I'll go around the edge of this with the sealing tape and vacuum bag it down to this flat board here. So I'm learning. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to give up. I'll just sand this real quick. This is primered already, this side, but we'll get a. I'm going to build a full-size thunder. I got to figure out how to do this. All right. So far, so good. I went to the paint store today. I forgot the ATX. Shit. Okay, so that was 180. Well, I'm not going to sand the mold area with 180. I'm going to use 320. That's enough to knock the highs off. I really don't care about the finish on this. But it's 2 days to make 1/2, and I don't even have a half done yet. And I didn't figure you guys wanted to see me do that, because I had to start from scratch again. Yeah, I think this cutting the material to shape and not draping it over will make it lay down in the mold better. Okay. Okay, where did the 320 go? I got 400. I want 320 first. Huh, I just was using it. Yep, there it is, right in front of my face. When you see me at Brodax, I'll have a part anyway. I don't know that I'll have a whole airplane, but unless it's not perfect, because I will not settle for less than perfect. I know what I want to see, but don't know that I have the skill to do it. I know I have the desire, it's just a matter of can I do it. Talked to a guy who teaches college here in town this morning, and he teaches chemistry and carbon fiber layup and all that shit. I'm gonna go in and set in on his class. SIU Edwardsville. We talked about all kind of stuff. Hey, no, I do not know anybody who sells aluminum landing gear for profile. Make them. Comic Master car, get some 6061 T6 aluminum, cut them out and bend them. Okay, let's get some GTX and see what it looks like. So I gotta, this is the other side. I gotta start from here, clean this off, make another one of these for this. I wish I wouldn't have done that. Wasted so much time. ETX, where are you? There it is. Wasted time, wasted money. And what I got so far would, if I was going to paint it, would work. It would be fine. But I'm not painting these airplanes. I'm just, they're going to be raw carbon. So they have to be perfect. That came out real nice. They have to be perfect. And part of perfect is right here, this mold. Didn't matter how many, which way I tried to pull those parts, they just wouldn't come out. I'm going to prime this, and I'm not going to wear a mask, and you guys may whine, but I'll be fine. Don't do it. Don't do what I do. Wear a mask. But it'll be such a quick spurt that won't hurt me. I can, but getting an exact consistent pair, I don't have a brake to bend them correctly. Do you have a vise? Piece of angle iron and two pieces of angle iron and a vise. You make your own brake. You bend them at the same time. The fan is running out the window. Yeah. Yeah, we got some primer in here, but gotta mix some new stuff up. No good. This. Should have had the store shaped it. I'm the paint shaper today. Okay, so we're gonna go to 1. That's what it is. 1. What a mess. What a mess. And I gotta. We're gonna. If this shop is gonna get redone here shortly. This summer, it's gonna be done. So I got some room because I got no place to put nothing. I got too much shit, so I need a bunch of cubby holes all over. This primer I'm using is a urethane primer. It's 4-to-1. Not a spray booth. Not supposed to be spraying without a mask. And so don't do as I do. Do as I say. But I got good air going through here. you're a kid at home have to run across this, don't do anything that I do. But I kind of doubt it. Nobody wants to do this stuff. You can see the carbon valence there. I gotta take 2 or 3 stand out to get it perfect. Right now you can pretty much see the imprint of the carbon weave, and we don't want that. So it's going to be prime sand till it's perfect, and then wax. And of course, we're going to do the silicone mold, and it should be here in 15 minutes or so. I put enough hardener in that it should force dry pretty quick. So that's why I haven't been on for the last couple of days, because I didn't figure you guys wanted to watch me struggle. Or maybe you do want to watch me struggle and laugh. I've got a vacuum switch for my vacuum pump to come so I can run it, leave it on for 24 hours, and it'll cycle on and off. We'll be wiring one of those up, which I've never done before, but we'll learn together. I've got to get this PVA off of here. Suppose I could just take it to the tub and wash it out. Or I could use some tape. Hey, Steve. It'll be fine. I'm in so deep now, I gotta finish this, or it's all a waste. And anybody that knows me will know I will not be beaten. Not like this. I can just picture. Danny and I were talking, and I'm thinking about doing an Al Rabe Mustang fuselage or Billy Warwick's Thunderbolt fuselage as the first. P-51 to take heavy. Just curious, how many wing molds does this make? Molds? Let's see. If we don't, you want the halves or just the wings? Like this is the fourth try on a mold pair, so that's 8. 4 pairs, 8 wings. And then there's all those parts that I made that are just wrong. I mean, they're just wrong. But I firmly believe that I'm gonna, after doing this, I'm gonna get some usable parts out of the next go around. Like I say, the fiberglass and carbon is going to be cut to size before I put it in the mold. There's not going to be any of the draping out. They're going to suck it down on top of the carbon mold. Because this is polyester resin, this mold is kind of flexy. That carbon epoxy mold is real stiff. I mean, I got parts. Here's a wing that's totally usable. I mean, if I wanted to make an airplane out of this, totally usable. However, if you inspect it close, and that's the problem that I'm having on this. Well, because I'm laying it up with the carbon going up and then over, when I bag it down, it's not pushing the leading edge down into the mold. So that when I build that silicone plug for the backside, that'll push that into the mold. And because they're cut to size, instead of overhanging the mold, I should get a nice parting line right there. But this wing could be glued, put together, filled and sanded, sanded and painted, and totally usable. But it's not what I want. I want a carbon part that's perfect when they go together. Yeah, 6061. But I don't need the brake. Somebody else was asking me about landing gear. I got this project going right now. Let me get that other mold and see if it's dry. If I can give it a sand and get another coat on it. Not yet. Not yet. Probably going to be half hour, 45 minutes. But I can work on this one. We'll get this ready to go. I gotta get this PVA off of here. Yeah. Yep, not going to use any more clay in the molds. It doesn't yield good results. I'll tell you this, if this doesn't work, I'm done. I can't until I figure out how to do it. Can't keep wasting time. But I don't foresee it beating me. After watching the gazillion Easy Composites videos. If they can build a bicycle frame, I certainly ought to be able to build a little part like this. I think the biggest thing is cutting the material to size and the appliance pushed from the inside out. Going to be the help. This is good primer. I'd use it on airplanes, but don't stick to it. Too hard. And what makes this mold making so hard for this type mold is I'm putting a 1/2 ounce cloth on it, bagging it, and letting it get to a B stage, and then putting a carbon on it and the rest of the trim. Because I got to get that thing in there real tight. Even that one is not perfect. That's why we'll make it perfect from the inside, but I'm going to make it perfect from the outside. Many hours jerking with this shit. Okay, where'd the ATEX go there? I need to go wash this off in the tub. Let me do that. You guys are just going to have to stand by for a minute because I'm gonna go wash this off. Let me see if I got a standby. How many of you guys got some K&S metal? That's what I'd like to know. Leave it in the comments. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Only took a minute. Not even a minute. So I need to know, did any of you guys get the 50% discount deal from K&S Metals? I hope you did. Nobody? Well, I bet he won't offer another discount code like that again. Yeah, I understand the no money. Okay, well, I've been waiting for that one to dry. I got this one cleaned up and ready to lay up, I guess. I want to finish that one before I change out the primer to the PVA. I don't have a dedicated PVA gun yet. I ought to buy another gun, but like Steve said, no money. And I could use it. Bernie Trent gave me a primer gun, the Velvis primer gun, but man, that would put PVA on in a hurry. Okay, it's ready for PVA. Let me get. Oh, I need to wax it. Need to do. Don't screw up, Spark. Don't get ahead of yourself. And I'm going to set these up so they can be bolted together so I can glue the wing halves together. Where the other ones were kind of set up like that, but not really. Okay, part off. 3 coats. A lot of steps to this nonsense. Yeah, I got some molds I'll give somebody if you want to experiment, but they won't work. I mean, I couldn't make them work, but I think these are going to work just fine. If I can get them finished off good. Okie dokie. Let's check on this other thing. Yeah, don't do as I do. I don't know what I'm doing. I figure if I make enough mistakes, I'll figure it out. Not quite dry. It's kind of like to the B stage. It'll load the paper up real quick, I'm sure. So I'll end the stream. I'll wait. Might be back at 7, depending on where I'm at. So this one is this side. So the theory behind what I'm going to do, because these are 1 inch thick now, is I'm going to take one of the wings that I've already laid up and put together and put it in this mold. And when I get that mold made, I'll set it on top and drill some holes down through it, 1 in each corner. That way they're keyed together so they're in perfect alignment. Then do each half. And after I get the 2 halves done, I'm going to take that colloidal silica and build a ledge out here about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, so I got a good glue surface, and then slather some epoxy on it, put the two together, and put it in the oven, 120 degrees, which is the first post-cure cycle for this thing. Like I say, these are usable except for them damn voids. It really ticks me off. I don't know if you can see that or not. And I think that's because the covering goes up this way, or the ply goes up this way, and I folded it over this way. Figured I could just be easy. So we're going to take and cut it to the right size, stick it in there, and then with that silicone plug pushing down on it, it should be perfect. I hope. And then I got to get it joined together. But I think I should be able to do it. Just remember, the shortcut's usually the longest way. that's why I'm having so much problem trying to take shortcuts. All right, guys, remember Wix Aircraft, 10% off, code STUNT10. And if you want to get K&S Metals, STUNT10 still works until the 12th, but you won't get the 40% off or 50% off you could have had yesterday. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you later on. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.